So, here we are. Quarterfinal 3 of Stobbie's Super Happy Fun Time Leagues. This is Master Freedom's proto-molecule, which is the Underworld Denizens, up against ShinobiShadow's Chaos Dwarves. This is an interesting matchup for both of us because, oh, excuse me, I should first say, commentating with me this evening is the coach of the illustrious Orc team, Orc. Both of us were knocked out. You right, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I was hoping to have gotten a bit further in the tournament, but I suppose all things considered, when you look at the way the teams got distributed, it would have been very hard for Chaos or Orcs to have gotten any further in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm happy to have made the knockouts, to be honest, and especially after having been absolutely destroyed in the final round robin, to do quite well against the Skaven, even if it ultimately did end up with Skaven nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting story for you because I remember I did not beat you in the first game, and then you had a bit of a rough start, but then you surged really hard in the second part of the round robin, and just only to stumble towards the end there in the first quarterfinal.
And that was what saw me through, and they were good wins as well. But yeah, ultimately got outclassed, struggled with lack of tackle there. Oh, and this kickoff event, very nasty for the Chorfs.
Pitch invasion, random players are stunned. Oh god.
Random.
This and a touchback as well. This doubly annoys me on some of my teams where it started making me think when I create the team, I was trying to dump a full 90k into fan factor just to give me the best chance of winning the kickoff events, because these kickoff events are so devastating. And the randomness of it. Oh. Really stupid troll.
I'm not sure about this. Really stupid. He already moved to Skaven up here, so he could have moved up. I suffered from that. Not moving someone to what to do.
Yeah, it's something that I know I should do, but I tend to only get reminded by it once you hear the really stupid animation sound playing, and you're like, oh god, I'm really stupid. But yeah, as far as big guys are concerned, playing with my human team has traumatized me so much against using big guys. I can't trust them to do anything ever.
Yeah, my big A for this campaign was a real MVP.
Here it was. He had a huge amount of SPP, didn't he? Like 3 or 4 level ups.
Yeah, absolutely smashed it. Just a pure bruising. I don't, unsurprisingly, I don't think my troll was doing any touchdowns. But he ended the campaign with something like 18 or 20. So that's must have been 10 injuries or even deaths. I think he killed a couple people.
Okay, big hit here on the little goblin and a power, of course. Oh, you're rolling 3 dice. You're gonna get your pick most of the time. So I'm looking at this matchup, and it's going to be a hard one for Chaos Dwarves. I mean, I'm trying to think tactically. There's not really a whole lot of tactics with the Chaos Dwarves. You have to win the punch up in the first few turns. You can't really do many crazy things with them.
It does help them that they've got the tackle, and I think these Skaven are a little bit slower than some of the gutter runners that are on the pure Skaven team. But if you get a tool out of position or a hole ends up in the line, I think he's doing quite well here to hold off. His whole scrimmage was completely busted.
It's also worth pointing out that second really stupid in a row is for the Master Freedom has managed to pull off throwing the little goblin for the 1-turn touchdown. It's always a threat.
If you haven't seen that in the highlights, definitely look it up.
That was round 6 highlights. That was hilarious. But I tell you what, it's only hilarious if you're actually not the one playing. When I lost to the halflings in my quarterfinal, dude, it was so frustrating because just the fact that there's that 4 edgy halfling, he can kind of he just protects that little halfling behind any one of his 3 trees, and then if you don't control the back line of your field, he can just throw the little fucker at will, and he almost always lands. Oh god, it was rough. But for the rest of the tournament, though, it's taken the halflings from being a joke team to being, I think, favourites, because you've got probably the best coach in the league in JuodasVarnas, with now a scoring combination that's going to be very hard to shut down.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how more experienced coaches, I'm thinking of Griff and Lloggiczz in particular here, deal with the halflings when they come up against them.
What I tried to do was, because I didn't have tackle when I came up against the halflings, both of my tackle goats were injured, so the preferred tactic would have been just tackle the shit out of the little halflings and just grind them into the dust. But I couldn't do that. All I had was my Chaos Warriors and goats with claw, so the idea was to try cut down one of the trees with claw. But with their strength, I think I was able to knock down 1 tree in the entire game.
Yeah. What is it? Claw makes them essentially AV8. Quite well.
Which even then... Okay, I like this. Getting the... Oh god, dodgy not working, but that's tackle doing its work.
What do you think is the idea with bringing the ball all the way back? Is he scared of being blitzed or just holding on to it for the post late game?
I think he is afraid of being blitzed. I mean... I kind of like the fact that he has kept one goblin next to the troll, so he's leaving the handoff throw goblin option open. But that little goblin being on the line now is going to get his little goblin face kicked in. There's no Hail Mary on the thrower, so I would think he's just backing himself to build a screen with those two unmarked blitzers on the left, and then hand off to the other thrower, and then that one runs forward and throws. So I'm just looking quite enviously at this Minotaur here with his level up, and I really wish I'd started with a Minotaur. I only bought mine like 6 games in.
Oh, that's a bad miss. I will attack her down into 11.
Double marked the little goblin, but oh god, you hate to see it. Oh, attack her down, loner. That's a really easy dodge away now, and the other thrower is unmarked. I feel like Master Freedom has to back himself to score here. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of the Chaos team, and I'm thinking that what would be best case scenario? I would think it would be to get... Oh, God! Yep. So, as I was saying, and he has moved the thrower, not the goblin. Okay. Fair enough. That little goblin would have had to go for it to make it into the end zone now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... That would have been a very risky throw in the rain as well. And dodge away not working.
I'm with that hobgoblin there as well.
Music never plays in this bloody game.
Still tough with the Chorfs, sir.
Yeah. I always find myself when I'm playing dwarves, it's amazing how quickly you get spread thin just with their slow movement. I mean, you know, as a dwarf player what you have to do, but it's just so hard to do it because they're just so slow.
Yeah, I think especially when you're against something like Skaven, where everyone's got 2 or 3 movement on all of you, it's very easy to get dragged into chasing after the ones you already want and leaving massive holes.
So I think it's fair to say that a key thing to do when you're playing against a dwarf or slow heavy team, you just got to split the field as quickly as you can. Having 2 big groups of players punching each other just suits them, and you want to avoid that at all costs. This isn't too bad for the Chorfs right now. I mean, he's got a hobgoblin on this side of the field, so if he manages to get hold of the ball...
Yeah, he has used his blitz though. I know he used the blitz to knock down the goblin, 3 dice and everything, but I think you've got to think a little more defensively here. I mean, now there's just an Underworld goblin left. Okay, he's down, but he's on the right hand side of the field. So there you go.
So far now, the troll is actually playing ball, so they're just standing there like a stupid dumbass. Lineman has animosity and block, okay. This could be big if he pulls this off. Got him. Gets the surf and just reserves. So this was...
He has let his Skaven be in the surf zone himself.
Indeed. But that particular hit there, that was so big for him. But the thing is now he can't really break because he can't break with support. Oh, that is risky. I think surf's up here for the Chaos.
Does he have anyone free though? There's the blocker, that would allow him to block this one.
The hobgoblin. Oh, that's unlucky. Rolling 3 dice and not getting a power.
I was going to say though, I think running just one hobgoblin equal strength, block disadvantage, and loner risky. Is he not going for this surf?
And gets the both down.
Yeah, it's not going well for the Chorfs. I suppose he does have a nice wall in front of the. Sorry, man.
I'll point out he doesn't have any rerolls left, so he started with only 2 rerolls.
Yeah, I think that's quite common. I had 2, and what was it? Lloggiczz had 2 in our game.
I got myself up to 3. I thought I needed it, and even the 3 that I had was not enough. Playing, of course, as the Chaos, who don't have any skills, no block, no nothing. So I don't know. With a team like the Chorfs that are appalling at ball handling, I think you would. Personally, I would have put a premium on the 3rd reroll. But what do we know? We're eliminated.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe the Chorfs will be as well. And be like, ah, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Here we are giving our opinion as someone who is no longer in the tournament. See what I think. So, who's your pick now to win the tournament going forward? My pick is JuodasVarnas' halflings.
It's tough because I haven't played the halflings, so I've only seen the highlights. Obviously, the throwing thing does look nasty, but I would still back one of, I think, Lloggiczz or Griff.
Or Griff, yeah, that make the most sense.
I think just they have the strategic play down. Difficult to see though. I mean, the Lloggiczz, I've played him now twice. So you never know. One dunk somewhere or a bad kickoff roll could swing it either way. But I think that's nice. Everything's playful. I don't think there's any sort of.
Yeah. But I would say that out of those 2, they're very light on tackle skills, so they're going to struggle to take down and eliminate those little halflings.
That's true. Oh well, I mean, same thing goes for the Skaven.
Indeed. Yeah.
And that Agi 5 Skaven. Oh my goodness.
And all 4 of those gut runners are leveled up. I'm pretty sure most of them have blodge. You've got one that's got strip ball. Oh, that's powerful.
Sidestep as well. Sidestep, bane of my life.
Oh yeah. We shouldn't count out the Amazons though. And reroll. Oh god, you hate to see it. A Virtual Viking has done very well actually with his Amazons. He started off quite badly, and he got pitch cleared not too long ago.
Well, I think I played the Amazons, and I can't remember. I think I might be one of the ones I won against.
I think the Orcs is a much better matchup than the Chaos against the Amazons. The problem I had with the Amazons was every single block that I threw was at blodge disadvantage. So fine, they got 7 AV, but I have to get a POW, otherwise I can't get them down. This looks very good here for Proto Molecule. I don't see how the Chorfs stop this.
So unlucky. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that the touchdown coming here, if not this round, then next.
I will point out though that he started with a block there, the blitz, rather than moving the other hobgoblin to its left first.
Yeah.
Small thing, but yeah, I mean.
But this as well, yeah. The run into poor dodge turns over.
Don't you think?
That's a good touchdown. Well played. I mean, it took him 7 turns to grind it out, but nicely done.
Yeah, I don't think that's too bad though. It never looked too much like the touchdown wasn't on. And one of the things you do want to do is, if you can score in the first 3 turns, absolutely do it. But if you don't, you almost don't want to give him 3 turns on the tap for free if you can give him 1.
Indeed. So let's see. The Chorfs have got 1 turn here. Yeah, that's going to make their 3 blocks. I don't think Master Freedom is going to get a 4th player. Nope, in blitzing range. So.
Yeah, I was just waiting to see if he'd move everyone out of blitz. It's wise.
3 little gobbos. You definitely want to use your mighty blow and your plus strength, and then finish up with.
Do you think it's wise to put the gobbos here, or is there ever no argument for just putting the Warpstone trolling for the AB9? Just to make yourself less likely to be injured.
I mean, I see how he's got other pieces that are less likely to get wounded, but those little goblins are worthless, and they're so cheap. I'm assuming he's chosen the lowest SPP value goblins as well, and they do have dodge, and there's no tackle pieces hitting them. So this is the frustration. That's what you need. You need a POW. This should be an injury. Come on. Can't even break armor. Another power.
Just dodging.
Let's see if you can at least get a pass out of it.
That's one.
That's a handoff. So for those of you watching who might not know, that there, even if you had completed the handoff, wouldn't have given SPP. You need to be one tile away for it to consider it a pass. Right, so start of the second half. I'm putting myself into ShinobiShadow shoes. Say that 3 times quickly. ShinobiShadow shoes, and God, it's so hard. I think it's his drive, but how do you score twice as Chorfs? That's not a rhetorical question. I really want to know. How do you score twice as Chorfs?
Yeah, I mean, not much to be said. There's there's that one hobgoblin at the back who's got skills, I suppose.
He's got safe hands and block, which is great. But you feel like what he really needed was his bull centaur to get some sort of ball handling skill.
Oh well, touchback here, so maybe if he goes to the centaur, could be difficult to get off.
Hang on, have you got a touchback already? I haven't got a kickoff event yet.
Ah, sorry, let me just wait then.
Just pause for a sec. Yeah, okay. Brilliant coaching has gone off. I'm skipping that. Touchback, okay, cool, press play. Little goblin ref just throwing the ball now. Okay, so the ball's on the bull centaur, which is exactly what he needed.
3 dice power, that's what I like to see. That's what the game is all about.
This is going to be decisive. They just got through.
Just pause and count 2 Mississippi so I can catch up to you.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Mississippi, play, cool. Second block just happened now. There we go. Hashtag production value. Here comes the big blitz.
Surrounded by adversaries like that.
So that's interesting, choosing to go that way, because I was just looking at the field setup. So when I'm in that sort of situation where I get, the ball thrown to me in a touchback, and I decide, am I going to run straight down the middle, up the left, or up the right? And then I make that decision based on what the enemy's skills are and where they're located on the pitch. So I would have fancied a push up the right of the field. How do you analyze the field?
One block there. I think that maybe, he was obviously hoping not for a turnover there. And just really smash as many goblins as you can.
And I think one thing that I need to really improve on, and maybe some of the newer players don't even think about, is that once you decide which side of the pitch you're pushing up, you want to try to make every block that you make subsequently push the person you are blocking to the other direction. So if you decide, like in this case, if you want to make a big play up the right hand side, you want to tackle as many enemies as you can from the right so you can push them left, and then just keep pushing all the pieces away. But it's not always that easy, is it?
No, I mean, I was complaining about sidestep earlier, and that was very much part of it, in that sometimes you just want to block someone, power them, then you end up with a push, and they move themselves to a really sticky spot.
Yeah, it's piece manipulation, and it's something that an experienced player like Juodas clearly understands very well, because both of his trees have grab, which I found to be incredibly irritating, because when he punches you, he just decides where he wants to put you. Oh, God, that hurts. You hate to see that. Say what you want, though. The Chaos aren't getting great dice so far.
No, and 4+ dodge.
Nice dodge. I mean, other than that, like, it's too early to call it a full-on dicing. It's not a dicing by any means, but the Skaven have gotten the powers they've needed, and I mean, the Chorfs have been a bit light on rolling powers so far.
That's a good one. Tackle come out big there.
Tackle's important. It's a small detail, but I will just point out that he's making blocks, which could go wrong, before he's building his cage. And
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't describe this centaur as well defended, but I suppose it is a centaur.
Also, towards the center of the pitch here, you've got a hobgoblin and a chaos dwarf in contact with the with the troll. I wonder if he couldn't have maybe have gotten even a 1 dice with block advantage. I think it might have been worth trying to knock down that troll. But you are going to struggle. You need a lot of bodies on that bull centaur to get the ball off him. I can just imagine Shinobi must be thinking, if only he could have got a plus agi bull centaur, must be the dream.
I mean, it would be good, but I still feel like in the same way anything else. You've then got what, 6 MA, 4 strength, 3 agi, 9 AV. Like he can run with it, but 3 agi is still nothing to rely on.
Yeah. I mean, he would need doubles for that, but I mean, with a mutation, I think there's extra hand.
That's true. I do like extra hand. Yeah, this is interesting going for it.
That's brave. I like that.
Oh, that's an injury.
Tackle coming up big there. Nice.
Yeah,
So,
it's now starting to work.
But I mean, all things considered, if I'm Proto Molecule and I suffer my first injury on turn 11, I'm very happy with that. I mean, you're never psyched to get injured, but I mean, hell, for it to take 11 turns to happen. And there's a reroll at least. Oh, a 2 and a 1. Unlucky.
There you go. Well, that's the perils of putting your...
Oh, and KO'd as well. Oh. I mean, the more I play Blood Bowl, I start to favour these crazy high-risk plays when I'm behind in the game. So I can respect that, but I mean, they're not going to work very often, are they?
Yeah, well, you got to play for your outs, you know.
I was having this discussion on stream a little while back when I was busy getting ground into the dirt with my human team. And my base mental approach to the game is just, if you consistently make, oh my god, another one. If you consistently make the least risky plays over and over and over again, you should win more games than not. But it didn't turn out that way for me, so I don't know. Some of the chat was saying, no, fuck that, just, you know.
Well, there's a line, isn't it? Because you could do non-risky plays that are never going to get you score and are going to stop your opponent scoring, and those are not good plays. You know, I had times where, again, in my game against Skaven, where I had to take, I think, 2 dodges or something, like the overall chance of 4 and 9 or something like this. And, you know, that's how I got my touchdown. If I didn't get it, the game would have just petered out. And equally, the Skaven later, they had to do, I think, 3 dodges into a 2 red die. And, you know, you don't generally want to be running through your cage to do 2 red dice, but if it works and it's the only thing you can do, then one of those things, games is fun.
And look, man, I'm definitely someone who's no stranger to the crazy play. If you think back to one of my league games where I completed a long bomb with a a Chaos Warrior who needed a perfect 6, and it ended up working for me. It's glorious when those type of moves do play off.
16% of the time, it works every time.
Oh yeah. So this looks.
This is nasty.
This looks grim.
Skaven's got it on your touchdown line, and all your Chorfs are stuck in the middle.
This is grim. This looks so bad now for the Chorfs. At this point, unfortunately, you just have to kind of accept defeat. You got what, 5 turns left. It'll take you 3 turns to even get a body near the ball. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a real shame. So maybe you can do everyone else a favour and get some injuries in. This is where I like to see it, when people have lost, but they don't give up on fouling.
Yep. I mean, when I was busy playing against the halflings, chat was going crazy saying, "Fine, you've lost, but just kill that little halfling."
Exactly.
No one wants to face that 4 edgy halfling. I tell you what, though, the semis and finals I think are going to be quite score heavy because, oh, another injury. You've got 3 teams that have huge scoring opportunities in the Necromantic, the Skaven, and the halflings.
Oh, death.
And a big old death. Oh, wow.
Oh, Apo says so though.
Apo, it's a 5 out of 6 SPP, so yeah, worth using it. And I mean, what, 4 turns left? So
we're late, yeah.
Nice pow.
So, question for you, Stobbie. In this situation,
God.
Do you ever pass the ball back and forth between those 4 agi linemen, or is that a risk too far for you?
The thing is, again, it all depends. Like, I mean, in this situation, I would, just because you can get SPP on, well, between the linemen. And look, if he scores this turn, he's got 3 more turns after this to score again, which is fairly decent chance. But he's in such a strong position now. And if
I personally would take a couple of passes here. I think even if the ball gets loose here, you're not really worried about losing it.
And you've got 2 rerolls.
Even if you do lose it, how's he going to get down the other end of the pitch? It's not happening.
He doesn't seem to realise that handoffs don't give SPP though.
Yeah, that is strange. That's the second time he's done that now, isn't it?
I believe Master Freedom is primarily a board game player, so perhaps the rules are different for board game. But yeah, I mean, I have fond memories of playing a high elf team where you get into a position like that and you just taunt the enemy by just passing the ball back and forth, farming SPP on their goal line. It's even better when it's high elves and they're going, ooh, ooh.
They do have some great voice lines.
And they have the very best sound in the whole game of getting injured. That little high-pitched squeal they make when they get injured is delightful.
I am surprised he didn't go for a block without Hobgoblin now. I feel like he must have enough assist to make it work.
Yeah. So, all three of the quarterfinals so far have been pretty one-sided. We haven't had any close games. Actually, no, your game was actually pretty close, sorry. No, the first quarterfinal, yours was close. But then you got royally nuffled by the kickoff event in the overtime. You got a blitz against you.
One turn, I literally didn't get any play. So
Yeah, yep.
And of course, I know afterwards, having looked at the replay and spoke to you and Juodas afterwards, that my sort of setup play has a lot to be improved upon.
But there's a lot of great play. I mean, if I think of the fact that you managed to do as well as you did, essentially playing from behind because of those mistakes on turn one was actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased. I've never played sort of real opponents before this league, so to get to the knockouts is an achievement for me.
Another cheeky little one there on the go for it. Like it. Speaking of the next league, we shouldn't talk about too much because we've still got a lot of great Blood Bowl to go, but I am hopeful that in the next league we can get 24 teams, so each one of the races can be represented. I think that might be interesting.
Should be good.
I very much like the random assigning of teams, though. I like the random element. It fucked me this tournament, giving me Chaos, who I hate. And the only good thing about this tournament is I never have to play Chaos ever again, so thank goodness for that. We got lucky though in this tournament with only one Elven team, and then it going to Frosty, who then kind of gave up.
Yeah.
Foul Central, I like this.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Wild animal. Go on, little hobgoblin. Punch him in the... No. In the hobgoblin face. You hate to see it.
This surely has to just be a touchdown.
Oh, rip. Rip, rip, rip.
Oh, and a bit of BM as well.
Just a bit of increasing those yards run. Well, a solid one for Master Freedom. I think he's a deserving victor. There weren't any horrible mistakes made. There were a few little things here or there. Hopefully in future he'll know that handing off doesn't give him SPP, but well played. I think that was a rather good game.
Yeah, very solid game.
Let's take a quick look at the dice rolls. So Proto Molecule on their D6 has rolled 23 ones, which is actually, I think it's about average.
Yeah,
most of the other stuff.
21 fives.
Is Proto Molecule's block dice, 10 attacker downs, only 8 powers. That's not great for him. And therefore Skullcracker's block dice, 19 attacker downs and 15 powers. It's kind of even. So it wasn't really a dicing.
Nightfall, he memorably got that double attacker down early on and then tried to reroll but got loner. That was quite a bad one.
I do think it's worth pointing out that a total of 17 SPP for Proto Molecule going through, so some nice level ups for him hopefully. And he got MVP on his Skaven Blitzer, which now leveled up. So good for him. Yeah, mate. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. Thanks for commentating with me, and I hope you'll join me for the 4th quarterfinal coming up soon, which will be Griff's Necromantics against Virtual Vikings Amazonians. Thanks for watching, friends, and see you next time.